All right, so our first candlestick pattern, okay, is called the Doji, right? Let's go over this candlestick pattern because it's one of the most commonly used ones and it's also one of the most famous ones. I'm sure you might have heard of this. If not, then let's go over it, right? So a Doji, right, is a candlestick pattern that looks like this, okay? And the reason it looks like this is because the way it is formed, right? Now, generally you will see dojis like this, okay, where the opening price is equal to the closing price. But you might also see sometimes where the opening is very close to the closing, right? They're almost equal. So both are, qualified as dojis, right? Now, the definition of a doji is simply that, the opening and the closing are the same or about the same, and that they are equidistant from the high and the low. So they're usually right in the center. Okay. So as we know, this is our opening price, right? This is the closing. Okay. This is the high and that's the low. Right. So generally what happens in a doji is, let's say price opens here and then, it starts going down, and it makes this low, right? It makes this low price here. Then it starts to come back up, starts to go back up, and it goes up and makes this high, right? And then again, it comes back down, and then it closes right here at the closing. Right, so you can see the price is simply just going, up and down. It's not going anywhere, right? There's simply a fight going on between the bulls and the bears, right? That is exactly what is happening here. There's a fight going on between the bulls and the bears, and clearly nobody is winning the battle. Nobody's winning the war. Okay, so that brings us to the definition of a doji, which basically means indecision. So when you look at a doji candle, immediately you should think, okay, there's some indecision going on in price now, right? Neither the bulls or the bears are winning, and they are fighting, right? They're in a battle, in a tug of war to decide where to take the trend, right? So it can also mean loss of momentum. Like suppose, bulls are taking price up in a nice uptrend, and then at the top of the trend you get this doji. Okay, so this indicates that there's some loss of momentum in the trend, right? Bulls are taking a break, or there's a pause in trend, right? Now dojis are known for trend reversal. Okay, so generally they can be used as trend continuation patterns as well, right? But generally, you would look at them as trend reversals, okay? And keep one thing in mind, guys. We want to identify dojis only when we're at the top of the trend or at the bottom most of the trend, right? Not in between. Okay, let me show you what I mean. Let's say if price is just trading sideways like this, right? And you see a doji forming here. Okay, this is not where I want to pay attention to the doji, right? So where do I want to see the doji? Right here. Like let's say we're going in a nice uptrend, price is going up, and you get a doji formation at the top. Okay, that time you need to be cautious, you need to be alert, because two things can happen. One, price may reverse from there, okay, or two, price can continue moving up, right? So this does give us opportunities to trade, right? Especially depending on where the doji forms on the chart, okay, which we'll look at a bit later. But for now, we just need to keep in mind that if there's a nice uptrend and a doji forms at the top, be cautious, right? Because there may be some profit booking or a trend reversal from there. And if we're in a nice downtrend and price is just going down, 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 and then you see a nice doji form, then again you need to be cautious, because you might see a trend reversal, or you may even see trend continuation. Whichever it is, you need to be cautious. Okay. And another thing, never trade doji on a standalone basis. What I mean by that is use multiple factors, like we learned confluence, right? Use multiple signals to take a trade, not just you see a doji and then you trade that, right? And we'll look at other candlestick patterns that we can combine to make a good to get a good trading signal. Okay, so let's quickly look at some chart examples of doji and how it works, right? So I'm just taking Nifty for an example, and this is the daily time frame. Okay, now see here, guys. So you can see that this was a nice uptrend from here, right? Price was going up nicely, and then at the top of the trend, look what we got. A beautiful doji, right? And this was a trend reversal doji, right? And see how price reversed right after. Okay, you can see this doji here as well. This is somewhat a doji. Okay, we can call it, it's an indecision candle. So, right, you can see the trend reversal happen after that as well, right? Let's look at some other ones. See this one. So you can see this nice uptrend, price going up, and then you get this small doji here. Okay, this is another candlestick pattern as well, which we'll see, we'll discuss, right? So we have this doji here, and see the trend reversal after that. Okay, you can see here price coming down nicely, and then you get this doji here indicating indecision. This is also somewhat a doji. We can call this a spinning top as well, which is another candlestick pattern. But can you guys see that it is indicating indecision? Price opens here, goes up, and then comes down, and then goes back up, right? So there's a fight going on. So a lot of indecision. Another doji here indicating indecision, right? And then you see the trend reversal. Again, here you see the small uptrend, right? And then doji and trend reversal. Okay, you will see numerous examples. Now see this, guys, right? In this case, why will I avoid this? Because I mean, we have a doji here, we have a doji here, and we even have this doji here, right? But it's in a sideways kind of a trend, right? Can you see the trend? It's in a sideways kind of a trend. So we want to avoid dojis in these kind of trends, in sideways trends. See this beautiful one, right? Nice uptrend, doji at the top, and then beautiful trend reversal. Okay, again, you see this nice downtrend here, and you see this beautiful doji, and see the reversal, right? Let's see if there are any more. Yep, you can see this. So Nifty was in a nice long uptrend, and we got this doji here, right at the top of the trend, and then see the nice reversal thereafter. Okay, so you can see this on numerous charts, right? This was on the daily time frame. We can use this even on intraday, which we will look into in a bit. All right, so this was the first candlestick pattern, doji. Very, very important. Okay, you need to know this. Whenever you see a doji, just remember indecision and alert, right? That's it. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video.